All right, guys, today we are going to wrap up some NeoVim plugin for our context palette project. So let's get started. Let's probably get rid of this. Let's go to documents. I think I will have context palette RSDL. Okay, perfect. This is here. So I'll just try to make sure that it's working fine. So I'm just gonna build it again. Yeah, it's not okay. Do I have any git diff? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna stash probably pull origin main as well again. So that's gonna do is make sure that we don't have any changes pending. Release and open Zelich after this because I think I'll need that. Okay. Um, this is good. Right. So this is working. What I would want to do is probably do CP target release context palette. Yep, there you go. So I think yeah, it's there. So this is good. Let's go to context palette NeoVim plugin. So it's a very typical mistake that everyone does, right? So they rely on some kind of AI to do your code, and then you realize that okay, how to continue developing it, right? Then it gets very difficult. So this is like one of the reasons why I'm starting to work on it again. Initial part was written by me, but then overall, like when I started working on more features, it became more difficult for me to carry on. I kind of gave up and asked AI to do it for me, and then it kind of blew up the whole code, and it's very hard to understand right now. It's 788 lines of code. Don't like it at all, but I'm not saying that it didn't do a good job. I think we can still do context pilot. Okay, I think yeah, that's first of all, I need to get rid of some dependencies over here because I don't think I would want to use telescope alongside context pilot just for the sake of this thing. So let's do that. Minimum context palette version is 0.9.0. After this, they'll start receiving an error. So this is good. Okay, now the point is let's create maybe picker.lua, right? So over here, where do you want the picker, right? So ideally, you would still need to use a picker, right? So you will have to check what kind of picker do you have. So in case, what are the most popular ones? FCF Lua, Telescope, Snacks Picker, right? So I think we can take a note of available pickers in our hand, right? And we'll have to check which one they're using. Uh, One thing I would probably do is I can disable Copilot so that this time for any query we'll go and ask AI instead of doing it in line. This is something I'm trying to do, by the way, that using AI on demand. All right, so for now we have telescope, right? So this is like, let's say this file is for supporting pickers having no supporting sessions having telescope. Okay, so I'm going to assume that people have telescope over here, so we will continue doing that. But for our testing, it will be ideally better if I have, let's say, a fcf lua dot lua. Okay, fcf lua picker dot lua. So okay, and let's, in case the session has fcf lua. uh I think it's from I Bhagwan. I don't know if that's how he pronounces it, but I call it I Bhagwan. But anyways, this is what it is, right? So we'll have to see how Context Pilot is doing it. Um, One second. Oh, all right. This should be visible to you all. We can get rid of this, right? I'm sorry, guys. Check context palette version. This is all good. See, create floating window. All of these things are good. Why? Because when context palette will automatically index, we need this kind of stuff for that to work. So this is relative equal to editor with 60 vim dot columns minus 62. It's trying to figure out what should be the row and column. Um, and giving, I think this is more like a, what do you call it? Some gap, right? So padding is the right word over here. Hmm. Update floating window indexing workspace. As I said, like this is mostly for indexing workspace only. Uh, Start spinner minimal. That's something we don't need to think about right now. Stop spinner, minimal, start spinner. Okay, this is fine. Stop spinner. Okay, don't need to worry about it. Telescope picker. Yeah, this is where it comes in, right? So this is the telescope picker we have. So we're launching a telescope picker, and what we are doing is whatever the output context palette gives, it should be shown here, right? So this is all we are doing. So we are giving prompt title context palette output. Uh, mm, all right, this is fine. I think ideally I would like to take a command that was passed as well, and maybe parse it down so that the title contains all these things. Sorters dot get fuzzy sorter. Um, for filtering results, I user types configure. So this is the data that you want to store. Okay, so what I'm basically doing is I'm always storing the output in this auto run data uh, variable. So as you can see, it is defined here, right? Which is clear. And let's go back to our, okay, my bad. Context palette Lua, TJ, where was I? Yeah, I was here. No, where was I? I was probably, yeah, I moved a lot unfortunately. No, I think I can go back to being here. What is this? Is version compatible? Let's go to telescope. Yeah, there you go, right? So the here we were here. Let's get rid of that. So entry maker, we have an entry maker. What all it does is passes the entry string to extract file path and concurrence count. So the value, like the way it was always, is probably, I don't remember clearly, but maybe I can try showing this context pilot pwd-t index. So this is going to index, and then I'm going to context pilot -pwd-t query hyphen src main.rs hyphen s1. No, this is not main.rs. Lua context pilot dot lua hyphen s hyphen e10. Okay, my bad. So even though like I'm querying it right now like this, but ideally whenever you see it will be properly done. So this is the format, right? So when you do readme.md -5 occurrences, so the format is clear. That's the file path. Let me see how it is. Yeah, it's actually a relative file path. Relative file path. And the occurrences are shown occurrences integer, and then you have occurrences, right? So this is how it is done. There's no full stop, right? Yeah, there you go. And then there's latest commit for file, all this information that we will ideally just parse out. We don't need it. Those are just for logs. I should be logging it to somewhere else, but yeah, doesn't matter right now. Return telescope entry structure. So this is done. String dot format 60. What does it do? This, yeah, I'll have to check what does it do so that at least I know in case any bug comes up. This is minor thing. What I've done is attach mappings. Whenever you hit enter on that, it will open that file for you, right? So it will do vim dot command edit and whatever selection dot path you had, right? So if you do edit and you do, sorry, you do edit lua picker dot lua, oh, lua vim dot cmd edit picker.lua, which is, yeah, there you go, right? So that just opens that file for you. So this is what the command does. And in case there's nothing, so what is it deprecated to? So I think, oh, did they come up with vim dot API dot nvim notify? This is what I'm using, right? So let me go back. It's a deprecated one, but what's the other alternative? Vim dot rpc notify. Okay, this is deprecated. Not doing anything other than settings. Okay. Vim.api. Let's look at notify, sends event to channel RPC. I don't need. Yeah. Okay. So Vim.notify is the newer version. It's okay. I should not comment too much on this, but I think they could have just told what's the other version they can use. Vim.notify was the one. Yeah. There you go. Right. So it takes a no path to open. Level we don't need to give right now. It's an error, right? So I'll just say error. Um, right, because that is what it is. And then we have nothing else, I guess. I hope nothing else is required. Yeah, this is fine. Would it take there are levels, right? I forgot. Wait. So vim.log.levels. Let me see if that really accepts that. Yeah, I think should be just corresponding to a string. Okay. So this is done. No path to open in the picker, right? Return true to indicate mappings were successfully attached. Start the picker and display it to the user, right? So like this is just basically starts by default. And that's it. Local function append data. This is something like, so like as I said, like we have a dot auto run data is like a Lua table that stores it like output for you, whatever that is passed. So extracted files for this, and then it's storing path equal to file path and count equal to 2 number count. This is, I know this works fine. This is the build command. This is very important. So you need to build the command, whatever folder path you have, you need to figure it out yourself. You don't want users to be able to pass, I mean, not to be able to, but you don't want users to be passing the workspace directory, what should be the mode description, whatever, right? Target file path and all. So we do it for them, because we should decide the format as well of the command in case it changes. The plugins should not really worry about it, right? This is execute context palette. So as you can see, whenever you launch a new command, of course, you do want to clean it up ideally. So to do maybe have a cleanup function and init function for such variables in case they increase in the future, right? It would be ideal that you don't have to always figure it out that okay, which other variable I should mark it as empty or something like that, right? Execute context pilot. Okay, the title comes from the command, file path comes, folder path, start and end line number. They all come, right? So the reason I have end underscore is because that's a keyword, right? So when you do that, it suddenly thinks that okay, it's an end. So yeah, this is one thing. This fi, like I did not use that. Ideally, I should have used end line number, and same over here as start line number, right? So of course, like that would have been better, but sure. Line number and start line number, yeah, there you go, right? So this is what you wanted, local. So this is a command that is built. If mode was query, we do a start spinner because that might take some time, so we do want people to not worry about it processing query. uh, don't really want to put a lot of information there, so we'll leave that there, start spinner. Then we have command std out buffered false, because we will anyways be doing on std out equal to append data, right? uh, okay, this is done. Mode equal to query, stop spinner min. Okay, query complete. I think I'll just do it like this, meta. uh, Stop spinner, otherwise you just stop spinner. uh, okay, handle command execution results in case something comes. What, where am I using? Okay, this needs to change. Ideally there should be just, okay, there are multiple definitions, I don't know how, but okay, we will change it to vim dot notify message level, or if level is not given, then we will use info. Okay, okay, this is fine. Let's go back to our code. Where were we? Yeah, we were here. So in case auto run data is greater than 0, that means the table was populated, and mode is not equal to index. That means that okay, are we do really want to show the output, right? So we do really want to open the telescope picker. If it was indexing, we don't really want to show the like output in a form of table because there's nothing to show. Indexing is more like an asynchronous job that should run in the background, so we don't really need to worry about it. So we are just sorting it based on the counts, and then we are storing the final output, and we are doing telescope picker. A dot current title we are passing. Anyways, like don't worry about it, because if you're wondering that we did not pass auto run data, as I said, it's a global variable, so it will already store that for us, so that's good. All right, so this is we don't need to worry about this, like more like a how these queries are formed. As you can see, execute context pilot query, start line number, end line number. End line number, when this is 0, that means it should be doing for the whole file. So that's why this whole file is coming up, right? Um, this is fine. I'm not really worried about any of those things. I think overall this is good, but let me actually go back and try to find the picker. Where are you using telescope picker? Okay, 234, 45, 522. Okay, all right. This is something that we need to do, right? So we will have to support FCF Lua as well, but for that I need to look at, okay, can I create FCF Lua picker dot Lua here instead? It's not creating, I think. Let's delete this file. Let's do, okay, I need to fix a few things first of all, because in NeoVim, comma E is the official for floating window for diagnostics, and unfortunately I had simple tree. Where is simple? I don't have. Require simple tree. What was? Okay, no. Why does it? No, okay. I need to check, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, anyways, let's go back, and I think I'll have to probably go back to my NeoVim config and make sure that for this only, I will have context palette dot NeoVim. Oh, so I have added dependencies as I Bhagwan Lua, and I did not add it, to be honest. It was done by my very own cursor agent that was working on my config. So let's go open the context palette dot NeoVim over here. Yeah, this is what we should be really looking at, and install these dependencies over here, right? And let's go back here. Yeah, this is done. Command context palette. No, I don't want you to delay this further. Yeah, this is fine. Let's see. So this is installing telescope FCY fuzzy native, whatever. So let's go back to our code. Let's do Lua. Actually, not this one. Lua context palette dot Lua. And let's get rid of this. Let's do context palette. There you go, right? So it does show you all the available commands. And now, as I said, like it will show you index complete, because there's nothing to index. Like, I'll show you guys what's really happening. So if I delete context palette db, which was the folder before, now I do start indexing. So it should index it already for me. And do context palette relevant files range. Yeah, there you go, right? So this is how it shows the occurrences, and when you hit enter, it will open the file for you, right? So let me do it again. There you go, right? Now the point is, I'm not using the updated NeoVim directory, whatever you want to call it. So what you can do is, for you to debug this, so what you can do, you can go to plugins.lua, context pilot.neovim, and you can pass this as a directory. Okay, so this, when you pass this as a directory, what happens that it looks at this instead of the URL that you had before, right? So maybe I'll just keep it here in case if I want to have it later on, right? I can just comment it out. Now if I do this, right, let me open a main.rs file. So right now I'm in a Rust folder that, it by the way is the, it doesn't index correctly for some reason, or it was really that fast. I think I need to check context palette pwd-t index. It has already indexed, is it? Yeah, there you go, right? This time it was indexing. Let me delete it again. rm okay, sorry. Yeah, let's try again. So let me index again. Start indexing. It says it has indexed. Let's see if it has created a folder. Yes, it has. Okay, it has populated the data, but it's not, maybe some format has changed, and that's why it's not showing how many files were indexed. That's okay. We can fix that later. So let's do context palette relevant commits range. Ta-da! So these are all the commits as well, right? So you can click on those and that will open. And of course, you can do context palette relevant files, whole file as well. Okay, no range is not allowed for there. So when you do that, it's gonna say processing query and query complete, right? So these are all the occurrences, number of occurrences you have for the whole file, and then that's it, right? So let's go back and try changing a few things. Not here, my bad. Context palette, not NeoVim, NVim, context palette, Lua. So I remember start indexing is, yeah, so it's very easy to just look at the, so I created this as user command so that people can call it from here, right? So this is what I've done. So it's what I'm looking for is start indexing here. Start indexing, undefined field CWDY. Is it not right? Help vim.loop CWD. Oh, use vim.uv instead. Okay. Vim.uv. CWD is there. Okay, slightly different than vim.loop, of course. Okay, I will note it down that we should change it to move it to vim.uv later. I'm going to mark this as to do. Okay. All right, so this is what we're doing, start indexing. Kind of confused that I thought we had a, okay, first of all, I know the background is not very comfortable. This is better. Sorry, guys. Uh, yep. While we are at it, sorry. Okay. Mm, mm, where were we? I forgot. We were in, yeah, okay, let's go to start indexing again. So this should be doing execute context palette. Okay, yeah, all right. So it starts the spinner. If mode equal to query and all, that's fine. On exit is okay. That's also okay. Telescope picker. This only happens when there's a, yeah, this is fine. But what about the build command? When you're running the command job start, append data, I think this is probably handling some of the stuff. Auto run data, let me try again. So, okay, indexing complete, total files, indexing complete. It comes as a stop spinner. Ah, I see. So we are looking at extracted files as the, okay, first of all, let me get rid of this nerd icon. Yeah, this is better. Total files and extracted files is what we are looking for. So we have extracted files being reinitialized whenever you start the spinner. So this is creates a window vim.loop.new timer. I know it's going to say that don't use vim.loop anymore, use vim.uv. We should do that. Progress buff. Yeah, this is where we are looking for, right? So just give me 1 second. Yeah. All right. So we are looking for extracted files. Where are you storing it? Yep, there you go, right? So this is extracted details for file is not what we should be looking for, okay? Because so whenever I change the message, things will change as well because I'm parsing, like it's basically, how do I show you? Okay, maybe let's launch it here. RMRF context palette DB, context palette PWD-T index, successfully stored shard indexing file. Yeah, I'm not really looking for this as well. I'm probably looking for indexing file. But then, yeah, I think I'm looking for indexing file. Yeah. So we can do this here. Indexing file. Right. And fix the spelling mistake that we did. Yeah. So this should ideally work. Why? Okay. For some reason, The control D is not working for me. Anyways, what we can do is we can delete the folder again. Okay, my bad. One day I know I'm gonna remove config just by mistake. So I should take care of that. All right, so this is done. Let's go here. All right, let's do context pilot start indexing again. Okay, this still didn't catch. Why? Indexing file tie up. I mean, it was here. So extracted path is here. Oh, my bad, guys. Sorry. Let's delete this again and launch. Not this file. Context pilot start indexing. There you go. Ta-da! So this is fixed, right? So there, I mean, what it's not essentially 47 files. The only reason that you see 47 is because there's a .git folder as well that we eventually ignore. Let me show you what I mean. So let's instead um, delete the folder again. Context pilot pwd index. Now, whenever we try to index a file, it says no commits found for a particular file, and it's all asynchronous. That's why. So what we should be really looking for is, yeah, we should actually add a log or something that matches that. Okay, we have successfully indexed for this file, right? So, okay, we can do that. Do you want to see quickly? I can show, but I'll have to check on multiple extensions as well. So it's not as easy as it sounds. So I can go over here. I can search for successfully stored index file. Okay, we converted this into what happened with these warnings. There you go. Right. So we already had it. It's just like we did not have the. So we need to pass it to the std out so that we are able to see those in std out. Okay, perfect. This is done. So now if I do context pilot db and if I probably just launch. Okay, I'm not in the right folder. Okay, I'm not in the right folder. Context pilot NVim. NVim. Let's go to Lua, context pilot Lua. Context pilot start indexing. 47. It still says 47. Why? Oh, because I did not change the. So we still had the regex here. This is what we had. So successfully, I forgot what we had, guys. Successfully indexed file. Okay, indexed file. Right. That was it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. RMRF. Okay. Yeah, there you go, right? So this is done. Let's go context pilot. Context pilot start indexing. Yep, because none of those. Okay, I need to check what's going on. So let me do again context pilot pwt -t index successfully stored shard. So it never really. Okay, this is okay. Even I can't read it. Okay, you know what? It's very easy to get around this problem by just piping it to out and then opening successfully. Okay, missed indexed file. Yeah, that was not logged. Okay, why was it not logged? Successfully. Why? Yeah, there you go, right? So this is where we have. So we are doing if out dot is empty. No data to index. When are we doing it? Which folder? Oh, start file. It's not necessarily this will be called, right? Okay. But this is okay to keep here. We can search for indexing file. Yeah, there we go, right? So we have this if should print. So index file. No, okay. This is more like we are indexing right now. But let's say, okay, indexing file is called here. Okay, it's only called here, right? And this is which, okay, perform for whole file, right? Yeah. All right. So in that case, wait a minute. Can I see the logs? So when you have, okay, no commits, where is no commits found? What was it? No commits found for file. We don't have it here. Okay, maybe then it's coming from the Git something. It should not happen actually. This is weird. All right. Is it coming from this plugin? Yeah. No, not this one. This is all. Yeah. No, this is not valid. Okay. Then we need to look for maybe successfully stored shard. Yeah, there you go. Right. So this we are doing, and we are doing db file path. So when we do this instead, can we also, yeah, so this is when we store, I think we do have the file path as well here, right? Current data, cell.current file path, right? So maybe I can also log, where was it? Yeah, there you go, right? So I can do, or you know what, do we need the db file path here? Can I just do the cell.current file path? And will that work? rmrf context pilot, vim out, okay, no, out, successfully. Yeah, there you go, right? So this is, wait a minute. Okay, I did not update. This is my bad. All right, guys, this will be done now. Um, context pilot rmrf again. rmrf context pilot db context pilot. Yep, there you go. And if you try to open the out file again, it should show you. No, for some reason it's not showing, right? Yeah, this is weird. Maybe I should have. No, this is fine, I think. Yeah, let me delete out again. Let's do cargo build release again. Where it's building. That means, okay. Yeah, out. Okay, my bad, guys. Yeah, so this is done. Okay. I need to delete. Yeah, okay, out 3. Yes, there you go. There you go. Perfect. No, okay, not perfect. So current file path doesn't have. Yeah, this is not good, right? I would have. All right, guys, this is something I'll fix offline. I need to go have breakfast. But okay, cool. Thank you so much, everyone, for standing. I mean, not standing really, but for staying. I'm very, very tired, so I can't really find words. What is the right thing to say? But cool. I'll see you guys around. Thank you so much for tagging along. Take care. Bye bye.